Yeah, so I'm just checking out the synopsis charts for next week on the computer. You can see very clearly, but in the middle here is the UK, and you can see there's a high pressure here. High pressures, you get the wind rotating around like that, so it actually looks pretty favourable for next week. That's today, and if I actually run the animation through, this is Saturday, so if I start that running, that will actually run through Saturday, Sunday. That high pressure lingers around the centre of the UK. This is now Sunday. High pressure still there. Monday was still there. The isobars are a bit close together, so we're going to have a bit of wind on Monday. We're going down to Weymouth, and then it runs into Tuesday. You see the high pressure moving into the Atlantic, being displaced by the low pressure. So yeah, that looks a bit windy on Wednesday. Isobars a bit close together, but we still should have wind in broadly the right direction by Thursday. We might be having a bit of wind on the nose, but then there's a low pressure coming in there. So in terms of heading from Lymington down to Falmouth, it's pretty much perfect conditions. So we'll see how we get on. So we are down at Lymington Yacht Haven. We arrived in Dartmouth about 10 o'clock last night, and you can see there's a beautiful sunrise over there. It's 6:15, and yeah, just woken up, and yeah, it looks like a beautiful day, although you can see quite a distinctive line of cloud on the horizon there, which I think is coming over for the day. It's going to be a cloudy day. There's a forecast of rain, maybe a little bit of rain early afternoon, and I think we've got about 10 knots of wind, gusting 15 during the day, so it's quite a good forecast. And checked out the tides. I think 10 o'clock is about our optimal time to leave, so we've got a few hours to have breakfast, do a bit of maintenance, get the boat ready, a bit more sorting, and check on my navigation calculations. Yeah, it looks like it should be a good day, and forecast the week to get down to Falmouth is pretty favourable as well. And yeah, today we're going to Weymouth, so I need to ring them up, check they've got a spot for us too. A bit chilly last night, but we survived. There's Mini Mojo, ready for the off. So here we are, it is 10:05, and we're leaving Lymington on day one of our round Britain trip. Got a trusty crew member Matt with me. Hello. And we've got Lymington in the background, Isle of Wight over in the front, and we're going to head up the Shingles Needles channel, up the Needles, and then past Poole and over to Weymouth today. A trip of about 42 miles, and hopefully we should be there about 5 o'clock. We booked a spot in the outer harbour there, so all being well, that should be fine. Forecast, yeah, a bit mixed, it's all over the place really. So light winds, look like sort of 10 to 15 knots. We haven't got very much at the moment. I think we've got 3 knots of wind, so that's why we're motoring. It's a bit overcast, and I think there's some rain forecast for early afternoon, so we'll see how all that pans out. There we are, going past Hurst Castle on our starboard side, heading up the Needles channel with the Needles out there on the port side. We should be at the Needles fairway marker by about 11, 12 o'clock, I would have thought. And right over there is Christchurch. Hey, Hengistbury Head. This is day one of Round Britain. And it's raining. The joys of sailing in the UK. It's raining and there's very little wind. So we've motored most of the day. And we're just off the firing ranges at Lulworth. And we've been warned off by the range master as they are live firing today. So we're going a bit further south and then cutting back into the harbour at Weymouth, due in about 4:30. And it's pretty chilly, I have to say. My hands are cold and my feet are cold. So yeah, a bit of a change from the Caribbean. So yeah, we've arrived in Weymouth Harbour. A little bit wet. A lot of memories as we used to holiday here in the old days. Spent quite a few bank holidays in Weymouth. But yeah, a nice old spot. Brings back lots of memories. So I'm just going to town to see if I can buy a little electric heater. It's bloody freezing on the boat. Yeah, pretty cold. This is the morning after we've arrived. It's a pretty spectacular morning. Matt's getting the boat ready to leave. And yeah, we're in Weymouth opposite the lifeboat station here. And it's a nice sunny day. And we're just about to head off around Portland Bill, which is quite famous. They call it the Day Skipper's Cape Horn. Because it can rough up there pretty nicely. But we're taking a bit of local advice, and if we've got our timings right, we should just manage the inshore passage fairly uneventfully, hopefully, keeping our fingers crossed. Well, let's see. Just about to untie. So here we are, just passing Portland Harbour over here, Weymouth in the background, which we've left about half an hour ago. Matt's on the helm, and yeah, we've got about another hour until we get to the top of Portland Bill. So there we are, Portland Bill, the inshore passage, done and dusted. Not very eventful, really. Very straightforward. Now we're off to Dartmouth. Into Dartmouth, the end of a very long day. It's about 6:15. Should hopefully be in and tied up by 6:30. Yeah, a long day coming across Lyme Bay. Finally made it. A bit of a frustrating day because the wind's been on the nose nearly all the day. So a lot of putt-putting actually, but yeah, it's a beautiful day. Blue sky, sunshine, and yeah, it's a great setting. I mean, really beautiful. Forecast is for it to cloud over a little bit later. We're going to go around Start Point, head into Plymouth Sound. Never been to Plymouth, so that's another first for me. Wind, not that strong again. It's about 8 knots gusting, maybe sort of 13, 14. So we're going to have a go at sailing because we're not in a rush today. It's about 35 miles round, so yeah, if we leave at 10, we should be there around about 4 o'clock, and we'll try and do a bit of sailing. A bit of a change. It's been a bit relentless, the wind on the nose. So we'll see how we get on. So we're just leaving Dartmouth after a hearty breakfast, and going to head round Start Point. Forecast is for the wind to be with us till about midday, so we've got about 3 hours of wind, and then I think it's likely to die off. So try and make the most of it and do a bit of sailing today. It'll be nice. I think the direction's good as well, so we'll see. Right, so we're finally sailing. Just heading off round Start Point. Going down the sandbank at the end of Start Point, and Yeah, we've got the wind on the port sort of aft side, so coming from behind. So we're making about 3.5 knots. Not a huge speed, but it's nice to have the engine off and be sailing. Yeah, this is a proper sail going into Plymouth. We're keeled over at 45 degrees, and we've got about 20 knots of wind, and we've got a warship in front of us. Hopefully we'll miss him. Just trying to get around the corner to go into Plymouth, which is over behind us. So I'm about ready to go around. Right, are we ready? Yes, here we are. It's 5:30 in the morning. It's forecast to blow up a bit this afternoon, so we're making an early start to Falmouth, even though yeah, we'll be setting off against the tide. There's only about a knot of tide, so we make some progress while it's calm, and then I think around about sort of 12 o'clock it's forecast to sort of blow up until about sort of 6 o'clock this evening, so I'm hoping to get in about 2 o'clock into Falmouth, so we'll see how we get on. It's leaving Plymouth Sound. So if you can hear a lot of wind, that's because there is a lot of wind. We've had about 20 knots of wind for the past 2 or 3 hours, and we're trying to tack into Falmouth, which is the wind is almost on the nose, which is really annoying. But it's been like that most of the day, so we're sort of motor sailing, tacking backwards and forwards, and it's got the point in front of us now. We're hoping we can make that. We've got one reef in the main as well. Yeah, so we did make it into Falmouth, arrived there about 2:30. We had a very quick change around looking at train times so we could get back to Reading. So I think we left Falmouth on the train about just after 4 o'clock, got back into Reading about 9 that evening. So home for the weekend and ready for Monday morning for my next leg, which is around the Lizard and Land's End.